Hello and welcome back. This is a third look at kind of the religious symbolism of in games, and specifically in BioShock 2. This one we're going to look specifically at the character of Sophia Lamb from a religious point of view, and we're going to start by showing you the your first real encounter with Sophia Lamb, which is done through these video monitors. So let us observe that, and then when this encounter is over, we shall discuss it.
I know you. That symbol on your hand marks you a dead man. 10 years, Subject Delta, since I watched you put a gun to your head and pull the trigger. But take heart. Out of your pain, paradise was born. I don't know how you survived, but your suffering is over now. These men will ease your burden. Please understand that like all I have done, this is an act of love.
Okay.
It is Sophia Lamb. She has found you.
So, I always loved that line in particular about it. I think it's very, in particular about her, I think that's the line that makes her probably one of the most fascinating villains in the BioShock series. Not just... in BioShock series. Not just here. The line, like everything I've done, this is an act of kindness. I'm going to kill you out of kindness. And that kind of sets a stage for Sophia Lamb. She was a psychiatrist who came to Rapture. Her main goal, as we discover going through the game, at least at this point, is to use the products of Adam and these genetic manipulations to create the perfect moral human being, which is superior to all other human beings, and it just, does not follow the same rules that human beings would normally have to follow. In this case, she's using her daughter to create these.
Now you know of the enemy
things.
we share, Sophia Lamb.
And
The camera in your helmet allows me to watch through your eyes
let's listen to what she has to say.
and help you to fight her.
So we have help to fight her, but Sophia Lamb, it's very interesting, and I find her far more fascinating than Andrew Ryan, who was a pretty interesting guy to begin with, and Comstock, who, while we know a lot about his history, we never really seem to get to know him personally, and I think that's a bit of a regret that happened. But Sophia Lamb is very interesting. She basically has a cult that she's leading, and actually, we'll look at this. Lamb will lead the way. Very, very cultish butterfly born out of the caterpillar that was the original Rapture, Andrew Ryan's Rapture. And now this is Sophia Lamb's Rapture. She's leader of a cult. A little bit later, Eleanor Lamb, who she's trying to make into the perfect creature, essentially, makes a statement that... Well, somebody makes a statement about Eleanor Lamb, calling her the Lamb of God.
Careful, security cameras belong to Lamb.
Now that is interesting because
If you are clever, they
Lamb
can
of
be made
God,
to serve you.
in Christian terminology, of course, refers to Jesus Christ, the Son of God. And it's interesting that they would refer to her daughter as the Lamb of God or the Child of God. And that they would probably think... it seems that they consider Sophia Lamb to be essentially God or the God of Rapture. And she, in many ways, considers herself the same way. In another dialogue point, looks like I'm going to have to engage. I thought they might be able to take themselves out. In another dialogue point... Okay, I'll just wait over here. In another... Sorry, I keep repeating that. So, Sophia Lamb makes a statement regarding Rapture and her being the head of Rapture. And of course, you have no place in this new Rapture. You're a product of an old system. And it just doesn't work anymore with you. And I just find her fascinating. She's trying to basically create... it's kind of a Frankenstein type moment. Playing in God's domain, creating the perfect human being, creating, you know, building up all this suffering just to create the perfect human being. But her insistence, which she does a couple times in the game, that everything she does is an act of kindness. It's a necessary thing. Okay, I'm gonna have to engage. This is taking too long. So, everything she does is an act of kindness. This is, you know, I have to be cruel to be kind, which is not a, shall we say, holy sentiment that you would expect out of a deity. This is the sentiment of an abuser, someone who abuses people. And, you know, and she speaks in it of the cult of the ego, the personality cult that Andrew Ryan had around him. And yet, when you look at it, she's pretty much doing the exact same thing he is. She's let her ego get in the way of who she is, of that. She can't be a successful leader because she believes she knows better than everyone else. That, you know, she has to use this kind cruelty because people are just too ignorant to know the right way to go about things, which obviously she does know. She knows everything. She's got the perfect knowledge of these things, and nobody else can possibly have it or possibly do anything to help her. Now, that's not good, as I said before, and that makes her a fascinating villain to me because she believes she is God. And she exercises godlike authority and power over her own cult to engineer the perfect human being. And we do meet essentially a Frankenstein that she's created. Sorry, let me rephrase that, since I know a lot of people have read the book and are very pedantic about the terminology. The Frankenstein monster that she has created. And yeah, that's why I find her fascinating. I find her just an interesting addition to this game and to this series. And she's just such an engaging villain because of this belief, the fact that she is essentially a false god and leading people astray into doing very, very bad things, presumably for a good cause, but even the cause itself is very, very questionable when you look at it in depth. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, hope you enjoyed what we talked about. Like and subscribe if you liked it, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye!